Welcome to Around the World in 274 Days. And today we are in Copenhagen, Denmark, and we are right next to the Little Mermaid statue. And the story is not that of Disney. This one asked the sea witch. She fell in love with a prince, and so she asked the sea witch to give her a potion to make her be human and grow legs, which she did, but she lost her voice. But the prince fell in love with somebody else, and so she lost out. You can see how popular the Little Mermaid is. 1 million people trying to get in there. And they say that this gets worse as the day goes on. Our guide told us that the Little Mermaid was the most underwhelming statue in all the world. A few hours later, we were in a boat looking at the Little Mermaid statue, and you see how crowded it was. But they say it's underwhelming because it's so small, but I think it's beautiful. Interesting fact about the statue: the body is the body of the artist's wife, and the head and face is of a ballerina that he thought was beautiful. And she has lost her head twice. Someone has gone in there and chopped off her head twice. Once they never found, another one they found in a locker in a train station, and then someone cut off her arm once. So she's had quite a journey, a rough journey. In Copenhagen once before, 1972, I found it a very interesting city to walk through. Interesting history. Here's a fortification for defending the city. This statue is of the goddess Gefion. She was told by another god that she could have all the land that she could plow in a single day. And so she turned her 4 sons into oxen and plowed an incredible amount all day long, or all night long, I guess. And when the god woke up and saw how much she had done, he got mad and he picked up the land and threw it, and that became Denmark. And so that's why this statue is important to the area. One of the interesting things of the statue is the water spraying out of their nostrils, looking like steam. This is St. Albans Anglican Church. She said there's still services in English on Sunday. And this park is the Churchill Park. And there's a bust of him down here, or a statue. So this is a bust of Churchill, and he's looking down and a little bit to his left. And there's 2 reasons or versions. One, Sweden's that way, and because Sweden was neutral during the war, he didn't like them, so he didn't want to look at them. The other version is he dropped his cigar and he's looking for it. I think he either dropped his cigar or his glass of whiskey. He's looking for where he put it. He was a famous drinker. And here's an interesting statue. So we're passing this park that has a lot of monuments in it, statues. And all our guide is talking about is having a peaceful time, curled up in an electric blanket with hot chocolate. So she's really a nice lady, but I don't know if she knows that much about Copenhagen. Here's a fascinating statue. Our guide is telling us how wonderful it is to live here. free health care, free education, 1 year of paid maternity leave. But their taxes are 40 to 60% of their income. So nothing's ever free. This is the Russian Orthodox Church. This is called the Marble Church. So this marble church is supposed to have 2 spires on each side, but between politics, money, and everything else, they never build them. But it took them 140 years just to build that. The Danes and the architects that built this wanted it to look like Versailles in France. So that one was built for the Queen. Has 5 chimneys. This was built for her son. It only has 3 chimneys. This one has 4. I'm not sure why. As is this one. Again, Copenhagen is a very colorful city to walk through, and they say Denmark is and the Danes are the happiest people on the planet and the best place to live. This is a giant roundabout in the middle of town. Our guide said it's a roundabout, so you'll see a lot of people going around, which was brilliant. This is the Royal Ballet. Our guide told us that this used to house the opera and the symphony, but they got too small, they got too big, and so now it's just the ballet. Hans Christian Andersen lived here. This used to be a church until it caught fire, and apparently it caught fire several times, and it went from church to apartments to restaurant to stores. Now it's a restaurant and a museum. I've never seen a town, every time we find a big building, an important building, they talk about the fires it's had. So I don't know whether they had lax fire codes, if any codes, or there was a crazy arsonist running around lighting everything on fire. As soon as we saw the canal boats, we knew that's exactly what we wanted to do. So we got on one and took an hour cruise through the canals of Copenhagen. So we're on this boat, and we're going to tour the canals of Copenhagen. So that should be interesting. The guide on our boat would sing every time we'd go under one of the bridges.
Church was used by the Navy under Christian IV. They used to tie the ships up to these rings when the Navy was living here, and then it became a church. This is where the Queen Margaret II, that just abdicated the throne, this is where her and her recently deceased husband, Prince Henrik, lived. No, they didn't live there. They got married there. And Borsen. Borsen was burned down 2 months ago. It is over 400 years old, and this was the original stock exchange. And when I say original stock, I mean livestock and other things were exchanged here.
Said they got more things burning down in this city.
And they had a lot of things.
And more singing.
Yeah, it is in the summertime. It's so beautiful. Okay. Please remain seated.
And more singing. Our canal cruise was very enjoyable. Again, we got to see parts of the city you wouldn't see if you were just walking around. The harbor and the canals themselves are beautiful. Lots of beautiful boats. I'd love to be able to take a couple of these sailboats out for an afternoon of sailing in the bay. But again, this is just a beautiful city. Our time in Copenhagen was short, but very enjoyable. And as you can see from some of these photos, it's just a wonderful place to visit. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, Around the World in 274 Days. And hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching.